Hi, my name is Kendal Holtrop, and I'm an associate professor in the Department of Human Development and Family Studies at Michigan State University. I'll be joined today by my co-author, Jamila Holcomb, a family therapist and clinical counselor with Children's Home Society of Florida, and we'll be talking with you a little bit about our article in Family Process entitled Adapting and Pilot Testing a Parenting Intervention for Homeless Families in Transitional Housing. Now, in this article, we attempt to tackle an important problem, the lack of access to evidence-based interventions faced by many underserved populations. So in this study, we use a systematic process of intervention adaptation with the goal of expanding the reach of an evidence-based intervention to an at-risk population, families experiencing homelessness living in transitional housing.
Our focus was on homelessness because homeless families with children make up just over 1/3 of the total homeless population in the United States, and because homeless families face a variety of situations that threaten to undermine positive parenting, such as exposure to violence and maternal depression. They are also at an increased risk for child welfare involvement. Yet few studies have targeted evidence-based parenting interventions for this population. Our goals in this study were to first systematically adapt an evidence-based parenting intervention for use with families in transitional housing, and then to conduct a small pilot test of the adapted intervention to examine implementation feasibility and acceptability.
In the first stage of this project, we applied the planned adaptation approach set forth by Shauna Lee and colleagues. This meant that we identified an evidence-based intervention and examined its theory of change. So the intervention that we selected to inform this project is known as Parent Management Training the Oregon Model, or PMTO. Next, we identified population differences. So we conducted a pair of preliminary studies with parents at the transitional housing community in order to learn from them about their parenting experiences and needs. We also collected data from service providers working with this population. Next, we went on to make a number of adaptations to the program content based on what we found. I'd like to draw your attention to the supplementary tables linked to this manuscript online, where we provide a lot of detail about this process. In line with the planned adaptation approach, we also made adaptations to the evaluation strategy as part of our adaptation process. In the second part of this project, we conducted a small pilot test with 12 parents in transitional housing and collected qualitative and quantitative data in order to examine the feasibility and acceptability of the adapted intervention. Overall, our results showed that participants liked the program content, yet they only attended on average about half of the sessions. Interestingly, participants reported high satisfaction with the core components of PMTO, which is an exciting and important finding in terms of adaptation scholarship. Yet they also emphasized that all pieces of the intervention must be relevant to the transitional housing context. They also requested more information and additional time with program topics, which was an unexpected finding in light of the modest numbers we had in terms of participant engagement and retention.
We think this manuscript will be useful to a variety of audiences, including researchers and practitioners focused on homeless populations. It also lays out a systematic process of intervention adaptation and would be highly useful as an illustration to other scholars seeking to conduct intervention adaptation with different populations.
We invite you to take a read through our manuscript and hope that it helps to advance continued efforts to expand the reach of evidence-based interventions among families exposed to homelessness, as well as other underserved populations. Thanks for taking the time to listen.